The difference is staggering. CaitlinClark does one photo shoot for Gamebridge Sports and the entire basketball internet explodes. Meanwhile, Unrivaled Media Day happens with a full roster of WNBA stars, and the reaction is basically crickets. We're 8 days away from Unrivaled's January 17th tip-off, and if you're looking for buzz, anticipation, or even basic interest, you're not finding it. So what does it say about the state of women's basketball when one player sitting out generates more excitement than 30 players suiting up?
Well, Coach, you got out to such a hot start. How did they start to come back? What are you wary of right now?
Well, I mean, their defense is so good. I mean, they're all over our ball handlers, and really, it's a physical game, and we've got to be able to withstand that physical play.
Some of that physical plays in the post. How do you get Monica more touches?
Watch that behind-scenes footage closely. Professional production, Indiana Fever. Uniform, high-end photography. This isn't just a casual shoot. Gamebridge Sports brought in Brea work for styling, multiple camera angles, on-court action, shots. They're treating Caitlin like the franchise player she is, and the engagement reflects it. These photos went viral within hours, dominating WNBA social media feeds, generating hundreds of thousands of interactions. Now, contrast that with what's happening over at Unrivaled. They've got Brianna Stewart, Nafisa Collier, Kelsey Plum, Aragon Bowl championship-level talent. They held their media day in Miami with similar production value, similar behind-the-scenes content, similar professional photography, but the response, it's not even in the same universe. The numbers tell the story. Caitlin's photo shoot clips are getting shared, reposted, analyzed frame by frame. Unrivaled Media Day content is struggling to break through anyone's algorithm, and we need to talk about why. That gap exists because it reveals something uncomfortable about where women's basketball actually stands right now.
Just 2 points in this first half.
Yeah, we need touches. I think we're doing a pretty good job on Holmes, though. Doing a good job with that. Caitlin has done a good job for us. It's going to be a heck of a second half for sure.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Hal.
That's the reality check nobody at Unrivaled wants to hear. The league launches in 8 days, and the anticipation level is somewhere between non-existent and actively negative. No one's circling January 17th on their calendar. No one's debating which 3-on-3 team will dominate. No one's even talking about the format, the rules, or what makes this league different. And here's what makes this particularly concerning for Unrivaled investors. They didn't just throw together a summer league. This is a serious operation backed by serious money. Alex Zahanian's involved. They're paying players 6-figure salaries just to participate. Brianna Stewart and Nafisa Collier are co-founders with Real equity stakes. The business model depends on capturing audience attention during the WNBA off-season, when basketball fans are supposedly starving for women's basketball content. Except that theory is getting tested right now, and it's failing spectacularly because turns out fans aren't just hungry for any women's basketball. They're hungry for a specific player's specific personalities, specific storyline. And when you build a league around the idea that WNBA star power will automatically translate to a new format, you better make sure you've got the stars people actually want to watch.
Jackson, who was the executive director of the WNBPA, which, by the way, you guys, I didn't realize that Terry Jackson is related to Jaren Jackson, who was an NBA player. I just found that out recently. So she's clearly been in the basketball world for a while, but she did an interview.
Let's address the elephant in the room. Unrivaled made a massive push to get CaitlinClark. Report suggested they offered her ownership, equity, profit sharing arrangements, basically whatever it would take to get her on board. She said no. She chose rest, recovery, and apparently photos over playing 3-on-3 basketball in Miami for 3 months. That decision is looking smarter by the day because Caitlin's maintaining her relevance, her brand value, her cultural momentum without playing a single game. One photo shoot generates more buzz than Unrivaled's entire roster combined. That's not an opinion. That's a measurable fact based on social media, engagement, media coverage, and fan conversation. And this creates a brutal calculus for everyone involved. If you're Brianna Stewart or Nafisa Collier, you're watching Caitlin sit at home and somehow dominate the offseason conversation while you're grinding through 3-on-3 games that nobody's excited to watch. If you're a sponsor who invested in Unrivaled, you're realizing the league's entire value proposition just got undermined by one player's absence. If you're a fan who bought tickets or plan to watch, you're wondering if this is actually going to be worth your time. The 3-on-3 format was supposed to be the draw. Fast-paced, high-scoring, condensed action that fits modern attention spans. But formats don't drive viewership. Stars drive viewership. And Unrivaled is learning that lesson the hard way.
With CNBC, and I wanted to share with you guys some of her comments about the state of the current negotiations. She said, "We're a little frustrated with where we are right now, but we are holding to our principles. We're staying open to the fact that these negotiations will continue because they must. We'll be at the table for as long as they take, and we're hopeful that there's enough folks on the team side of things that will..."
The media day footage reveals the disconnect. Everyone's going through the motions, professional smiles, behind-scenes content talking about how excited they are for the league to start, but where's the organic buzz? Where are the fan-created highlight packages? Where are the debate shows breaking down matchups? Where's the controversy, the storylines, the drama that makes people care? It's not there, and that absence is deafening. Compare this to how the WNBA offseason usually works. Player movement generates headlines. Draft speculation creates debate. Coaching changes spark analysis. CaitlinClark posts one photo in her Fever uniform, and it becomes a cultural moment. That's organic interest. That's genuine fan engagement. That's what happens when people actually care about what they're seeing. Unrivaled getting none of that. Their media day happened, and the reaction from the broader basketball world was essentially a shrug.
And why NBA's top honcho, Adam Silver, might be the one forced to clean up her mess. Do you think Engelbert should be